Hey Forum, my name is Manny, aka CascadeScents. Welcome to another video. This time I have another fragrance battle, and I'm really excited today because I've been meaning to collaborate with this gentleman for a long time, and finally we're doing it now under this battle. This is my friend Thomas from ouch110. How are you, brother?
Good, good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Excited.
No, I'm over the moon that you're doing this, and honestly, we got some really cool categories that we get to break down for people this time. So I hope you guys enjoy this. And the way this is going to work is that I'm going to read these categories to you, and then when we go through them one by one, we'll flash the fragrance in 3, 2, 1. So we got, and I'll read the categories first. The most worn fragrance historically for us for autumn. We also have the best designer fragrance bottle design. That should be pretty aesthetic. We have our best 2020 new release niche fragrance. And then we also have our rarest fragrance period, as well as our best challenging fragrance. So you can get pretty creative with that. That being said, any questions, Thomas?
No, I just want to dive in. I want to win. I'm so competitive. I'm just like, I'm going to beat you.
Okay, no, I like to hear that. I mean, I was looking for the smoke, to be fair. So, no,
I'll probably get shamed now. It'll probably just all go terribly wrong, but it's all a bit of fun, you know.
It's all good. It's just banter, so, you know, yeah. I'm up for it. Anyway, we are going to get underway with our most worn for autumn. So, you ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Woo!
Oh my gosh.
You can see it?
Yeah.
I'll put it closer, there you go. I'm pretty sure people know what that is already though.
Oh, no, we know. Totally. Okay, so I got that right there in Gypsy Water from Byredo. Duh.
Cool.
And if you want to go first, briefly explain why that is your most worn autumn fragrance. Mind you, we know why, but go for it.
Yeah, I mean, not only is this my favourite Tom Ford fragrance, it's actually one of my top 10 fragrances ever, but I kind of mainly wear it in autumn because it's a bit too heavy for warm weather. I just think it's awesome. I always think it smells a little bit like paint at the beginning, but I love it because it's white floral and coriander and incense, which is just a huge favourite note of mine anyway. If there's incense in it, I'm wearing it basically. And the patchouli, I know it's called white patchouli, but it doesn't, sorry my phone just fell down, necessarily feel like patchouli to me. It's so many more other things, so that's why it's my most worn autumn fragrance. Oh, I can't wait to wear this immediately.
No, and I get that without a doubt. And it's funny you mentioned incense, autumn. I was like, maybe are you gonna whip out like Sahara Noir or something like that from Tom Ford? But
that one's more kind of winter for me. But yeah, this one is more autumnal. It's kind of leafy, you know. It's, I don't know.
Maybe,
it's cool.
Yeah, maybe I'm just thinking because like I guess it's a little cooler where I'm at in Canada, so perhaps I'd wear that for that. That being said, white patchouli is incredible. So no, that's great stuff.
Love.
That being said, this right here for me in Gypsy Water. Yeah, I mean, I talk about this stuff seemingly at least like once quarterly on my channel. This is my second bottle, yikes, so there you go as far as how often I am wearing it. So I really like it because it's subtle enough for my daily situations, whether I be doing something for class and or for work, and I feel like I can just cake it on if I really, really want to, if I just want people to get more wafts of that sandalwood as well as the vanilla aroma chemical they're using. But for me, I think it's quite the journey just because, I mean, it has everything. It has citrus, has coniferous notes, again, it has sweeter base notes, it's cozy. Yeah, no, I really
I've never actually tried it, ever, that one, but now I'm intrigued.
Oh, okay. I mean,
so, yeah.
I think people are kind of apprehensive about Byredo because of how subtle they are. But you know what? And I can understand why you'd feel that way, maybe from a fume head perspective, as far as the evaluation is concerned, because they're not cheap. But I enjoy them. So, if you guys want to, thank you. And if you guys want to tell us in the comments, round by round, who you have winning, please do, because this is going to be super lit. Mind you, like Tom Ford's hard to, you know, I mean, he drives a hard bargain. So there you go. That being said, I think I have a hard bargain myself for my best designer fragrance bottle design. So, Thomas, you ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, for sure. Now oh my gosh, oh that's pretty. Okay, never mind. Anyway, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Woo! Let's do a little spin around here. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
What's your one?
Bang.
Oh gosh, yeah. I used to have that. Amazing. That is really. That probably would have been on the list if I still had it. Beautiful.
Well, explain Aura for us. Like, how do you feel about that?
So this was one of my most anticipated releases, being a huge Mugler fan. I mean, it goes without saying, I love pretty much every Mugler bottle. I don't think there's any that I don't like. They're always weird and wacky when it comes to the pillar fragrances anyway. And this one I was on the hype train, admittedly. I've kind of fallen out of love with the fragrance itself, but I was just intrigued by this wolf wood, this kind of fantasy wood that Firmenich created, and this tiger liana and the greenery. Ultimately it's too sweet for me. It's got too much bourbon vanilla, but this bottle I can just stare at all day. It's like some weird alien jewel from another planet. So I love it. It's cool.
No, I recall watching your review for that. Actually, your review was the first one I watched when it came to that fragrance itself, because I know you're a fan of the brand, and I was like, okay, so how do you feel about this? But, I mean, it just seems like, you know, classic Mugler just going too sweet for their own good, but
yeah,
I'm not shocked, and the bottle really feels like it's a part of the brand, just because, you know, Thierry himself is kind of out there, so shout out to him.
It's kind of like a evil queen, kind of heart-shaped. I don't know. It's really, really weird, but yeah, absolutely love it.
No, I think it's cool. No, that's great. Now, mind you, I feel like I'm cheating because I'm using something discontinued, but I'm a big fan of this guy.
Yeah, it's right so good, beautiful. And wasn't it part of? It was tied together with some watches that they did, or something, or some sort of jewelry.
Yeah, which
or there was a watch of it or something, I remember.
Yeah, so the thing is, I can't recall at the time just because it was a minute ago than when this one was actually active and or released. But yeah, Van Cleef & Arpels, of course, very hallowed jewelry brand, as well as watchmaker. So their pieces are incredible, and when it comes to the aesthetics of what they've done in the past, like something like this, I just think is beautiful. It's just, I mean, I really rate that, you know, Midnight Sky kind of look. Midnight in Paris by Woody Allen's also my favorite movie, so there's that. Yeah, although Woody Allen's kind of questionable, we're not going to go there. But honestly, this scent is just, like, it's also such a journey as well. Such a weird concoction of notes, and I guess it's representative of, you know, a Midnight in Paris, cool, but for me, I kind of wish that this was still around, as I guess I think most of us do. La Collection Extraordinaire is fine, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like vanilla as far as how the bottles look. This is really cool.
Isn't it like a super balsamic? I remember it being really super smooth and a bit leathery, maybe?
Yes, yeah.
I remember it being balsamic, though.
It is kind of weird that leather's kind of like an opening note here. I recall not totally being a fan of this scent when it initially came out, but the dry down was too OD. You know, it's one of those scents that I had to give it like a week, and I'm like, I get it. You know, so it wasn't a love at first sniff, and I really wanted to like it at the time because of the connotations towards like my favorite movie and whatnot. But after a while, and maybe the fact that it's discontinued now, I like it even more. So, Eau de Parfum of Midnight in Paris. Anyway, here we go. We thank you. We have our third category. So this is our best new release niche fragrance for 2020.
Oh, I'm excited about this one.
Oh gosh,
I'm actually wearing this one today, so I'm gonna put some more on it as we're speaking.
We got a scent of the day here, and to be honest, I don't have a scent of the day yet because I'm a slob and I just woke up like 20 minutes ago. But I guess this could be it. So you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, so in 3, 2, 1.
Woo, Let it focus. Oh, can you see it?
Oh yeah, totally. Okay.
It's
so,
Mandodari by Prin.
Yes, Prin Lemrose, the god himself. Big
Let's just put some on right now while we're here. Why
not?
not?
There you go. Okay. And I have Golden Green by Xerjoff, but explain yourself, Thomas.
So, fan of Prin already. I mean, I make no bones about that on my channel, but when I smelled this used to be under his original brand. It was called Prin Parfum. He's now got a new line, that doesn't exist anymore, and he's got a new line just called Prin, and it used to be under the name Mora. It's about ancient Hinduism and stories. It's about a woman called Mandodari. The story is very, very complex, and I don't want to insult anyone. She's one of 5 women, highly regarded women in Hinduism, and apparently by saying her name you can dispel sin. So if we all say her name, we won't be sinners anymore. But anyway, the fragrance itself is a huge aldehyde oriental fragrance, and it's kind of like someone took Estee Lauder's Opium and packed it out with even more stuff. It's centered around opium, but you've got champaka and tuberose and frangipani. There's even civet in here with coffee and tobacco. I mean, it's just an explosion. It's so dense, and it's when Prin does vintage, when he wants to do this sort of vintage style, that to me is when he really, really shines, and this one just knocks it out of the park. So technically it was available before under a different brand, but some people are saying it's slightly different anyway from the original Mora. But Mandodari, oh my gosh, and I love the name as well. It's one of my favorite names of a perfume. Absolutely beautiful.
Incredible.
Love it.
And just going to share a couple words with Prin. On Prin, I met him in April of 2019 at CascadeScents in Italy. So that was a lot of fun. Of course, unfortunately, that was canceled this year, so we didn't really get to reach with anyone, unfortunately, due to this ongoing pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, Miss Rona still running.
Miss Rona, yeah.
Yeah. That being said, honestly, I wish I spent more time with Prin Parfum at the time, which of course has now been rebranded. Spent a little bit more time with Strangers, which is awesome, bang for buck. But it's really cool to see him experiment with accords that I feel like people don't even think to do and or are afraid to do. So to see that, I think, is incredible. And I also do know that he has a flair for the dramatic when it comes to like vintage perfumery, which is really cool that he rates it just because of how, you know, progressive he is with how he typically comes up with stuff. Because I'm pretty sure like Oliver from Strangers Parfumery is his favorite, which is
I think it's one of the best-selling ones for him in Thailand as well. Like the Thai people absolutely love that one. I'm actually really excited to try his new Zoologist one as well, because he made Sloth and Bat obviously, but he's also made the new Rhino, so really excited to try that as well. It's going to be fun.
No doubt, no doubt. But what's it called? This time myself, I have something a little different. We have Golden Green from Xerjoff. Now, to be fair, and I'm going to address this myself, this fragrance kind of got a little heat because of the fact that it's carrying on the tradition of the Coffee Break collection from Xerjoff, which kind of does different things with coffee. It's weird because there's a lot of coffee fragrance lovers out there, but they seem to want the same breakfast syrupy style that coffee fragrances of the past have offered. And like, I actually commend Xerjoff instead for doing something different with the notes. So here, Golden Green is supposed to smell like freshly picked coffee beans, if anything.
Okay, so green coffee as opposed to roasted coffee.
Exactly. So it's not remotely roasted. It feels rather, you know, herbaceous to a certain extent. You have a little bit of everything as well, like other greener notes. So if you want something green, mainly green but slightly warm, I think this stuff is really cool. Mind you, the one drawback of the scent, if you're trying to get your nose on it, is that you can't unless you blind buy it, because it's online exclusive from the Xerjoff universe. But I wish stuff like this was maybe perhaps more available to everyone else. Perhaps you could try it and maybe come up with your own opinion rather than being apprehensive of course, having to blind buy something. But I get it. But yeah, no, I'm a fan personally. But yo, I really want to get my nose on that Prin again. That's really cool.
Hey, I'll send you a sample.
You know what? I could just hit him up, but either way, thank you. Yeah, no. Shout outs to Prin and you know, Master Sergio Momo. Anyway, moving on to our rarest fragrance. Okay. This is quite the flex, I think, for either of us. But I think, I don't know. I feel like you having me be here. Frick.
Why? Why?
I don't know. I think you'll find out in a sec. But
okay.
You know, I actually really rate this stuff. I'm a big fan, but you'll see what I mean.
Okay.
But in 3, 2, 1.
Woo! Won't focus. Let it focus. There you go.
Okay. So I got this by Xerjoff again. It's just because I'm double backing Xerjoffs. That's why. It's Pikovaya Dama, and that's from Lush. Which one is that?
So this is called Milky Bath.
So this is from your days at Lush, I presume?
It's not actually. It's actually from quite recently, but the reason it's the rarest is because it doesn't exist. It exists as a bubble bath, but it doesn't exist as a perfume until I got it, because it was made for me.
What?
Luckily, I have some friends in Lush, and it actually, I won't be able to show you, but it actually says on it there, hold on, handmade for Thomas O'Brien. So I don't know if that's cheating or not, but I'm pretty sure no one's got this, and if they have, I want to know who they are, and I want them to give me it, because it belongs to me.
Well, to be fair, like, this is what I wanted out of this category, because, like, obviously, I mean, a fight's only a good fight if it's competitive on both sides, so I wanted you to whip out all the stops here, and I think that's definitely one of them.
Yeah.
So do you want to explain that, Milky Bath, as well?
Oh gosh, so yeah, as I said, it's a bubble bath, so it's actually designed to be like a creamy, soft smelling thing. No other Lush product smells like this, which is why it's my favourite smell that they actually make. And it smells like, kind of like expensive moisturizer. That's the only way I can put it, but it's obviously very milky, and it feels luxurious when you have it as a bath. And I don't know how much or how well it translates to being a perfume, but I absolutely love it. I put this on once, and when I got on the underground, some woman said, I can smell hand cream. So it smells like cream, basically, like expensive cream. And it's just so cool. I love it. But yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. About that, because like I'm super familiar with Lush products myself. Although, believe it or not, I've never owned any of their perfumes or colognes. But I've used like shower gels or shampoos like Rehab, Fairly Traded Honey, like a bunch of stuff. And sometimes I was more, in retrospect, I was more blown away with a lot of the stuff I smelled like in shampoos and whatnot than I was with actual colognes. Mind you, I did like Smuggler's Soul. That was pretty cool.
Which one?
But Smuggler's Soul.
Oh yeah.
But no, that sounds incredible. So
yeah, a lot of the products now they've translated into perfumes. So there's a lot of, I think they even maybe had a Rehab perfume. I'm not sure, but there's a lot that they've done that with, but not this one until now.
Honestly, I have to get my nose back into Lush product. In the last 3 years, I've kind of just not been checking for them, but I really should, just because they probably dropped some stuff that I just wasn't checking for remotely. So,
they're kind of polarizing as a brand. I mean, a lot of people don't like how brash a lot of them are, but this one's definitely on the gentler side. It's not one of those kind of, Lush can do those kind of choky things, and I've got quite a few of those as well, and I really like them still, but yeah, this is on the softer side, so.
Well, to be fair, I am actually a fan of, like how unabashed they are about their brand, like the products kind of representing what their marketing is to a certain extent, and it's whether or not like you like that, I think it like rubs some people the wrong way because they are kind of pushy with it, but I'm not gonna lie, I rate it. It's cool. Yeah, I got this though, so yeah, we got Pikovaya Dama.
Let's hear about it.
Now, Pikovaya Dama I have reviewed on my channel in the past. This stuff right here is like a vintage aldehydic floral, centered around iris. Iris being one of my favorite notes. I feel like you can dress it up, dress it down. But this one, I feel like you can definitely only dress up. So here you're getting other notes like citrus florals like neroli, and again, furthermore, aldehydes. I feel like it's really choky though, and the one compliment, I took it as a compliment, it was actually an insult, that I got with this is I was playing poker one day in Quebec, in Gatineau, in Canada, and someone requested a sea change. He was literally next to me, and he's like, "Oh, you sprayed too much of that." And I'm like, I really didn't. I literally sprayed like 3 of these, and it was in winter. So just to go to show how nuclear this is, that's the thing. Now, here's how it's rare, although it's now technically a GR, or general release. This was initially an exclusive to the St. Petersburg airport. The Xerjoff stock is there. Then, when they initially released it, this is one of 250 bottles. So,
wow! How did you get it? You got it when it was.
I got it after I interviewed Sergio Momo in Essence, April 2018. So
nice.
There you
Good
go.
one. But you know, RAREST can be dense anyway. It's quite an unforgiving. Even though it's soft, it can be so like
without
just
a doubt,
in your face. So that sounds cool though.
Thank you. It's super dense here. It's super stuffy, and it smells like old money, if that makes any sense.
Money and glamour.
Yeah, verbatim. But yeah, I can even link you guys my review for it if you want me to furthermore expand on it in the description below.
Cool.
Anyway, the grand finale.
Yes.
And you mentioned this brand for me, like that's who I got coming up.
Okay.
Damn. So this should be fun. But Forum, if you guys are ready for this is our best challenging fragrance. So you ready for this, Tom?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1.
Shablam! Can you see? Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah, you would come at us with some UK stuff.
Yeah. You know, I had so many for this. It was a couple I could have picked, but this one definitely takes the cake, I think. It's kind of too challenging even for me, but I still love it all the same.
Actually, can you introduce the fragrance?
Sure, so this is called Via Armis, and it's by Beaufort, London. They're they're really gothic. It's owned by a guy called Leo Crabtree, who is one of the drummers for The Prodigy, actually.
Oh yeah.
And he likes history, and he really likes birch tar. He puts birch tar and smoke and fire into most of his fragrances. And this one's based on the East India Company, and lots of the ingredients are things that they used to trade. So it's got black tea, it's got an opium accord as well, like Mandodari, tons of birch tar, there's real Cambodian oud in it, and tobacco as well, and pepper, so it's everything dark. This one is super challenging, narcotically sweet and fiery all at the same time, and I only wear it when it's really, really cold and not a lot of it at all. And sometimes it smells a bit like licorice as well, but definitely weird and awesome. I love it.
Now, I remember when I first smelled that fragrance, or the entire Beaufort line in, would have been Twisted Lily, rest in peace, 2016 New York City. I know they've since reopened as an online only store, but at the time I was able to smell all these Beauforts among other stuff, and yeah, I recall just being taken aback with how next they were, how avant-garde they were. And I just really couldn't get into them despite my affinity for smoke. I just feel like I kind of want something like that in a more straightforward fashion. That being said, are they challenging? Are they worthy of being in this category? Hell yeah. And also the Prodigy bangs, by the way. You aren't a 90s kid if you didn't listen to them. Well, I'll just say that.
Yeah.
That being said, I have, this. This is Tyrannosaurus Rex by
I love it.
Zoologist
love
Perfumes. Now, of course, you mentioned them briefly earlier with Prin Rose doing a few scents for them now, which is pretty awesome. This is by Antonio Gardoni, and I think he knocked it out of the park. as far as capturing the essence of a T-Rex in its habitat. So it smells almost like scorched earth is how I like to describe it. So you have like really like soily notes, very peppery as well, and the resins in here are just out of this world. And I just feel like it just feels like a limited or a special edition in comparison. Not to say that everything else from Zoologist isn't special. It's just this feels like a once in a lifetime fragrance, at least for me. Just because, like, who has the courage to do something like this?
Yeah, it's very much his style, isn't it? Antonio Gardoni he goes all out, and he puts a lot of things all together in like a swell. And with this one, he went hell for leather basically, and it translates. It's really good.
Oh, without a doubt, no doubt. And I think obviously Viktor Wulong saw that. The what's it called? The inspiration, match made in heaven. The Gardoni, so cool. I'm really glad to have this stuff. It is definitely not for the faint of heart. That being said, I must say that the longer it wears, the easier it gets, in my personal opinion. It kind of has to get there. Say if you are apprehensive about, you know, a more challenging scent, but I love it. I rate it, and I'm glad you do too. So
me too. It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. That being said, if you guys would like, I will leave timestamps for each category so you can go back and recap some of this. I'd like to thank Thomas for doing this. Thank you so much.
Thank you as well. It was so much fun.
Yeah, no, this was so cool. And honestly, I'm not finna front. I feel like I gas everyone up who actually comes up on this show. But really, when I watch Thomas's reviews, I feel like he genuinely like wax lyricals about stuff, and I feel that. Like, I feel the Holy Ghost, if that makes any sense.
I love it.
So, and the thing is, like, I feel like we need more people who mean that and feel compelled to talk about stuff in fragrance or fragrance community, because I'm not going to front, and it's not me trying to dunk on other people, it's just, I feel like I can tell when some people are just talking about something for the sake of talking about it, but I genuinely feel your enthusiasm when it comes to perfumery. So thank you.
Thanks so much. I'm glad it comes across, because you know we're all perfume crazy people here, and it's a good outlet, isn't it? Just to
oh, without a doubt,
just really dig your teeth into some cool stuff, like some of these things.
Oh no, totally. Is there anything you want to close with, or?
No, I just
plead your case.
Just you know, vote me. That's it. I win. No, I'm only joking. Just thanks for having me. It's such a cool idea. It's really cool that you're putting this content out that's just different, and I've not seen anyone do this. So keep up the good work, and yeah, if you want to do something like this again, hit me up. I'm all for it.
Oh, totally. If anything, and I don't mind, like, because like it is kind of a nuisance editing this, but it's actually easy for me.
I bet.
Now that I kind of have a hang of it. But if you want to do a rematch, let's say on your channel, like if you want to send me the footage and I send it back to you, and you want to upload it there, like we can do that too.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Otherwise, look forward to this hopefully soon, guys. And please share the video, because I really love this idea, like Thomas, reflected there. And if you guys want to tell me who I should fight next, please let me know. Otherwise, until then, take care for now. Peace out. Bye. Thanks again, Thomas.
Bye. See ya. Bye.
Wear your fragrances.